Good morning. I want to talk about this adventure I went on this weekend. So I signed up for a massage. I got this deal online. I was excited. My body was hurting. I've been traveling. I've been in an intense leadership program all week long. And I set out to go get this massage. I Google mapped it. It was a half a mile from where I'm staying. I started walking. I got confused on which direction. I asked somebody which way to go. They told me. I started hiking up these big hills, and I called the place because they were opening at 9:30 and I had left before 9:30 and they were all full. So for the day. So I scheduled for something the next morning. I turned around and I saw San Diego Harbor, beautiful boats, palm trees, and I'm like, I'm going to walk there. Going to the beach was on my list for things I really wanted to do on my only 2 days off. So turned around, headed to the harbor, had a great time exploring the harbor of San Diego. Everything was like, ooh, because I live in the country and I haven't lived in a city for probably 13 years since I moved from San Francisco. So had this whole adventure, decided to find my way home because it was getting hot and I wanted to see what my roommates were doing and hopefully get to like an actual real beach. So I headed home and I looked at the map on Google and I was walking, so it was like a little different directions, or it felt different, and it wasn't feeling accurate to me. And a couple times I turned around, decided to go the other way, learned some new features on Google Map where you can actually like take a picture of where you're at, or I think a video, and it will give you a more exact direction of where you are. And I started to go under these underpasses under the freeway, and I'm like, this isn't the one I came down on. Better turn around. I don't want to get too far off track. So it was a big adventure getting back home. I got back home. I ended up walking about like 3.5 miles or more on that mission. And then later that day, we all went to the beach. It was awesome, gorgeous, beautiful, perfect beach day. Just loving Coronado Beach, and got to just relax and reflect on all the work I've been doing this past week. So next day, it's time for my massage. My massage is at 10. I wake up. I don't set an alarm. I wake up at 9 o'clock. I get ready real quick. I head out the door and I start walking, and I don't know if I'm going to walk there, or maybe I'll get an Uber once I hit the hills, or maybe I'll get a scooter because, you know, they have all these options here that I don't have where I live. So I start walking, and it tells me that I'm going to get there in time. It says it's going to take maybe 28 minutes to get there. So I've got time. I'm walking. And I end up like getting lost. I end up running past the spot I'm trying to get to. And Google Maps was really confusing for me. And what I learned was that there wasn't an exact address, like the number, on the listing in Google. So Google was just sending me to Fifth Avenue. And the crazy thing was I had seen this massage place. I ran up to the sign on the street, took a picture of it, and sent it to my roommate because she wanted a massage also. And it didn't say the name of the business on there. That was where I was supposed to go, but I didn't pay attention and look at the sign on the building. So I ended up, started to run because I only had 7 minutes and I didn't want to be late because I knew they were really booked up. And I started running, and I came to a dead end where I had to turn left or right, and my map was confusing. I couldn't tell where to go. So I ended up going right, and then I decided to change my mind and go left. And at that point, I'm like, I should just call an Uber. So I crossed the street and got to a gas station so an Uber would be able to find me easily. So when I got to the gas station, like crossed the street to the gas station, there was a taxi, and I waved him down, and he picked me up and took me backtracking all these blocks that I had already ran and walked, and dropped me off at the massage place, which was the original one that I had come across on time, took a picture, sent to my roommate. So super silly. That was the spot. But what I learned was, if you don't have a plan, a detailed plan, and do your research, then you'll get lost. I knew my destination. I knew what I wanted. I was trying to get to the specific spot, but I didn't look at the signs. So there's always signs in life. I didn't have the exact address. I didn't pay attention to the cross streets that I was looking for. I was trusting a Google Map app. I was trusting this map, and usually when I travel in big cities with my husband, like when we go to New York every year, he takes the lead. He does the navigating. So, trusting myself. Also, when I set out that morning, I didn't really know how I was going to get there. I could have taken a $6 Uber there, which is what I ended up paying for the cab. Also, on the way home, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do either. And it's nice to be able to have that freedom. This is kind of how I do life often, is I go with the flow, trust that, I'm going to get there, I'm going to get the results, and it works out. But if I have a more exact plan, I would be more efficient with my time. I wouldn't have had any stress that I wasn't going to make it on time, or fear that I was going to be late and not be able to get this massage that I've been trying to get for 2 days now. So knowing the path, having the exact directions, knowing where you want to go, planning ahead, learning to better navigate the Google Maps. This is something I'm working on. I'm learning as I go, but I definitely want to master that. Knowing your next step and your next street. I took notes on this. I actually journaled 7 pages about this. And, calling ahead before I paid for it and bought it. I should have called ahead. I bought the deal online. I should have called ahead and made sure that they had openings this weekend, because I only have these 2 days. Check the weather. So day 1, when I set out on this mission, I was in pants and a tank top, and I was hot and I was worried about getting sunburned. Day 2, I set out in shorts and a tank top, and it was cold. So I also didn't have proper walking shoes. Bring proper walking shoes. And it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Set an alarm. I did not set an alarm. I jumped up, did what I had to do real quick, and got out the door. So yeah, those are some of the things that I learned from this mission. And in business, so do you have a plan? Do you know exactly what you're trying to get? What are your goals? Like, I have numerical goals. I know I want to book this many weddings by this date. Now, what is the plan to get there? Okay, well, you have to market yourself. And any leads you get, you have to follow up with them. I just booked a wedding yesterday while I was on the beach. Like, this has happened before. It is something I believe. Take this time off to do you and take some time off of work and think about what you want, and bam, there it comes. So that's what I wanted to share with you, was my 2-day adventure walking all over San Diego. I ended up walking almost 10 miles in 2 days for this massage, and I learned a lot along the way. There were so many little lessons in the whole adventure, and I was just laughing at it the whole time. But it's fun to reflect back and say, well, how else am I doing this in my life? How else am I just winging it, or going out without a plan and trusting and hoping that it's going to work out the way I want? Have a great day.